So there are a total of 8 different blood types someone can have, and each of them have their own little benefits, their own little quirks, and I'm gonna rank all of them. And I'll draw it for you guys to make it more simple for you. So that's what it looks like, starting with the fucking worst, gonna be AB negative. These guys suck ass. And a big reason why these guys suck is right over here. Cold personality, they have two-faced, they're overthinkers. That's one of the worst kind of people you could ever meet. But as well, that they only receive negative blood. Except anything else. I don't know about you guys, but if you only receive negative reciprocations, I don't think that's someone I really want to be around with. I'm just joking, I love them. AB negatives, negative bastards. The next motherfuckers that I don't like is gonna be A negative right over here. The reasons are pretty similar to AB negative, except these guys, I think they probably have a little bit worse. These guys are perfectionists. I'm not a fan of perfectionists. You absolutely do need to have high standards, and they do have high standards, but there's a limit. Because nothing can be perfect, at least forever. You're gonna be dealing with mishaps, mess-ups, and if you're not willing to confront that and say that everything needs to be perfect, I feel like that's a really big flaw to have. That's why there's 7th instead of anything higher. Which brings me on to the next one, actually. Next one's going to be AB positive. Now, these guys don't know the shit out of me. Let me tell you why. Because they're the emotional version of A negative. But not only that, and probably the worst part as well, is that they can receive every kind of blood without giving out every kind of blood. Appreciate someone that's universal. Nothing wrong with being universal. The problem lies within the fact is that you cannot give back, you can only receive. And I believe that's your standard. That's definitely gonna bring it down a bunch. Next to number 6, right over here. For this one, people are gonna disagree with me on this, but B negative is gonna be 5th place compared to all the rest. A lot of people are gonna say that B negative is an outsider, they're lonely and they're weird. In that case, it's probably true. But the reason I like them is super straightforward. They're very intense, they have a lot of passion. And I love me a motherfucking ass passion. The only thing I fear is that if I ever want to share a french fry with them, they might steal all my french fries instead of sharing it back. I like sharing. And I think that's an attribute everyone should have. But also they're not like the rest, but the rest kind of are selfish little pricks that don't like to share, only receive. So that's an attribute of B negative. Going to 4th place is going to be A positive. A positive is a really, really good one, but the only reason it's not any higher is for a simple reason of they're too much of a strategist. It's the same reason for which I believe it was A negative, which they're perfectionists. But they're kind of the best version of perfectionists. At least that's my opinion. But one thing that I can never knock from them is that they're amazing to be part of a team with. They're not gonna go against what you care about, they're not gonna go against what you need. They're just gonna do the work, they're gonna just shut up and do it. That's pretty cool. But to an extent, that may not be all the way required. Which also means that in 3rd place, it's gonna be B positive. And these guys are above A positive, but for the main reason of them not being little, I can't say the B word out loud, it'd be very disrespectful. But these guys, they care about what they care about. And if they don't care about something, you're not gonna care about it. What that basically means is that they are pussies. And it's cool to be a perfectionist and think that everything is going right and everything exactly how it should be. If it is going how it should be. But I kind of like it when you do what you care about, you do what you love. That's why B positive is ahead of A positive. Now number 2, O negative. Let me explain. O negative is badass. The reason they're not number 1 is because they could only be provided with O negative. They can help everyone else, but they can't help themselves. Nobody else can help them. And I don't find that to be an attribute of a leader. A leader gets held by everybody, not just by one person. So are they leaders? Sure, but are they the best versions of what they can be? I don't think so. Which goes on to the best blood type, O positive. That's my blood type too, so suck on that. Literally. O positive is the most common blood type there is, so chances are you're O positive. Let me ask this, why is O positive better than O negative? This is my list, my ranking, so fucking suck it up. O positive something O negative doesn't have, that they could be helped by everybody. They're universal, very universal. And they also have the leader attributes without having the downside of only being impacted by people like themselves. Because that's how a leader is made. They're not made by just being bold and strict. That's not how a leader works. A leader is all the combinations into one. But the small edge that O positive have over O negative is that they have the attributes of also B positive and A positive. where they're also very, very passionate and very, very sporadic. And that's a very important thing to have when you're leading. Because you could be a leader, but if you're a boring leader, nobody's gonna listen to you. That's like comparing Joe Biden to JFK. But the big downside of O positive is that mosquitoes love the shit out of me. They love me. You see these bites right over here? These are all mosquito bites. This happened 2 days ago. Now, what's the moral of the story?